Destanni Henderson. You all probably remember her, right? She's the 5'7" point guard that played at South Carolina from 2018 through 2022. She played her role well on the team. And as a junior and a senior, she ended up starting every single game. And even though South Carolina was a post-focused team at the time, Henny was someone who could stretch the floor with her three-point shots. She could pass the ball well, and also she had the ability to drive to the basket. And she was rewarded for her efforts, right? She was a second-team all player with the USBWA. She was an honorable mention All-American as well for the AP. She was a first-team All SEC selection player. She made the WBCA All Region team. Was on the NCAA Final Four All Tournament team. She was also on the NCAA Greensboro Region All Tournament team. She was a two-time SEC All Tournament Team selection player. She's a four-time SEC Academic Honor Roll, because shout out to her, y'all. It wasn't just that she was playing basketball. She was also very smart in the classroom as well. I love shouting out players who not just are great athletes, but also are great in the classroom, because, guys, a huge amount of players who play, the majority of players who play in college will never play professional. So you got to make sure. And you never know what injuries will happen. You never know, ultimately, even if you do make it as a professional, you don't know how long your career is. So you always got to focus on your education. So shout out to her for being smart, So yes, she got some honors, right? Both on the court and off the court. But probably the most important thing that she did in terms of legacy was that she left South Carolina with a national championship ring in tow. And when it came to the WNBA draft in 2022, it was clear that while Henny was a really good college player, the longevity of her pro career wasn't a guarantee. And that's because Henny was short. She was 5'7", and while she could hit threes, she wasn't as efficient as many would like, considering her height. And while she could run the point and had a really good assist-to-turnover ratio, there was a question mark on if it was good enough to make it in the WNBA. Again, considering her height. It's a huge issue when it comes to WNBA players and height. And the shorter you are, the tougher it is for you to actually make a WNBA roster. And in the 2022 WNBA draft, we ended up seeing Henny get drafted in the second round to the Indiana Fever.
But just finally hear my name again, it's just an honor and a blessing, and it's just something that I've waited, my entire life for, as long as I can remember, me playing basketball and, the WNBA being an option for me. And I just can't wait to get back home and celebrate with my teammates. They've been supporting me, texting me, blowing my phone up, and showing just mad love, and I respect them, and I love them so much, and it's going to be really fun.
She played in all 36 games during her rookie year, with 7 starting appearances. She ultimately played around 16 minutes a game, 5.3 points a game. And so not a bad time for her rookie year, right? Not bad numbers. But if you consider the fact that she played on Indiana, which was a terrible team in 2022, it wasn't saying a crazy amount. The Fever would ultimately waive Henny in May of 2023, and since then, she's appeared on a bunch of teams, playing briefly for the LA Sparks, the Phoenix Mercury, and most recently with the Atlanta Dream. So just trying to find a place to fit in the WNBA is very, very tough, and Henny has been trying for a little bit, right? And what do players do when they are trying to get back into the WNBA and trying to get a permanent spot on a WNBA team? Well, it's simple. You go overseas and you ball out of control. And that is exactly what Henny is doing. Destanni Henderson is doing her thing overseas. This year she's playing for Kosali, which is a Turkish team that plays in the KBSL, which is Turkey's top league, the same league that has Fenerbahce. So, big-time players, they're playing in this league. So far this season, Kosali is struggling as a team. They have a record of 3 wins and 6 losses. And y'all, even though that's been the case, Henny has been balling, okay? She's averaging 20.1 points a game, 5.8 assists a game through 9 games so far. And she is doing her thing on defense as well with around 1.8 steals a game. So she's doing great, right? But what prompted me to actually make this video? Because yeah, there's a lot of players who are doing great. The reason why I'm making this video is because Destanni Henderson just had a spectacular game. Spectacular. She had 40 points a couple of days ago, I should say, in a narrow victory over Tarshish, with a final score of 93-90. And guys, it wasn't just 40 points that Destanni dropped, because yeah, 40 points doesn't all mean the same. Yeah, sure, it's still points on the board, but you can score 40 points very inefficiently. Very inefficiently, but that is not what Destanni Henderson did. She was very efficient from the field, especially from the three-point line, where she was 10 of 5 from the three. Also, she finished the game with 7 rebounds and 7 turnovers, or 7 assists, I should say, with only 1 turnover. Guys, this was a great game. And when we talk about players trying to get back into the WNBA, games like this, close games, games where you are by far the best player on the court, those games are going to help you get back into the WNBA. So I wanted to talk about it. I saw the game, and I was like, heck yeah, let's go, Destanni Henderson. Let's get back into the WNBA, because guys, it's a hard journey. It is a hard journey. It is a grind. You know, players going overseas. Yeah, WNBA players who already are on a roster, yes, they go overseas as well. But like, there's extra pressure, I think, when it comes to players who are now out of the league, when they're trying to get back in, and you gotta put up crazy numbers overseas. You have to, because you want to get that coveted training camp contract. That's what she's playing for. She's playing for a training camp contract. And so, you know, when we get into January and February and whatnot, when teams are starting to sign players, expect to see Destanni Henderson on a training camp contract. Expect to see it, because she's putting up really good numbers in the KBSL. This is not the TKBSL, right? This is not the lower Turkish league. This is the KBSL, and I think she's doing her thing. And it's huge. And we'll kind of continue to see how she plays for this year overseas. You know, shout out to Henny. Shout out to her for balling out. You know, if you keep this up, truly, you really do increase your chances of actually at least getting a training camp contract and using that opportunity to prove yourself in training camp and trying to make a WNBA roster. Especially with the new WNBA team, it does make it a little bit easier. But yeah, that's the video, guys. I want to cover a whole lot more of what is happening overseas, and I'm going to get to I'm going to try to get to as many people as possible. So if there is somebody overseas that you're like, man, this person is balling, Quita, check out some of their games and cover it, well, let me know in the comments, and I will try to do just that. Thank y'all so much for watching the video. Yeah, if y'all could, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Guys, we are trying, and ultimately, we're trying to get to 30,000 subscribers. I don't think it's possible to get there by the end of the month, but maybe it is. You know, anything is possible. So, you know, you never know. If y'all are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure to subscribe. It is free. Takes no time at all. It takes about a second or two just to hit that button and then move on. But if y'all could do that, that would be absolutely fantastic. Guys, I will see y'all in the next one. Till next time. Bye-bye.